Hi, fifth grade. Today in math, we are doing lesson 8.6, and it is over measuring weight in the United States. So just like the last couple of days, we've talked about how we measure length in the United States, and yesterday how we measured liquids in the United States. Today we are talking about how we weigh things in the United States. So when we are weighing things, we use pounds, ounces, and tons. Those are our three units of measurement. If you were to weigh yourself, you're going to use pounds. That's the most common one. Ounces is used for really, really small things, okay? Like whenever you were born as a baby, they told your ounces as well because you're very small. And then tons are for really, really big things. So let's complete our chart first so that we know what these measurement conversions would be. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So there are 16 ounces in a pound. And then 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. Well, that's really, really big. Like an elephant is about a ton. That's how I remember it. Okay, so remember, I don't have any fun sayings for these when they're in a chart. We just kind of have to stick them in our mind. So you just have to stick in your mind, 1 pound is 16 ounces, 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. Now, the other thing that we need to look at with these is a lot of times whenever things are measured in ounces, they won't just say the ounces. Instead, they'll use a fraction of the pound. So what I mean by that, if I weighed something and it weighed 1 ounce, instead of saying 1 ounce, sometimes people say it weighs 1/16 of a pound because I have 1 ounce and it would take 16 to make a full pound. So that's 1/16 of a pound. Or if I had 2 ounces, I would have 2/16 of a pound because I have 2 out of the 16 that it would take to make 1 whole pound. Now you'll notice I wrote that one off to the side because that could be simplified down. I could divide my top and bottom by 2. So 2/16 is the same as 1/8. Okay? We need to use the simplest fraction. So 1/8 would be the simplest fraction when I divide to get my numbers smaller. So 3 ounces would be 3/16. That cannot simplify, so that's just what it would be. 4 ounces would be 4/16. I'm writing it to the side because this one can simplify. So I'm thinking, what could go into both 4 and 16? Well, 4 could. So 4 goes into 4 1 time. 4 goes into 16 8 times. Oops, no, 4 goes into 16 4 times. Sorry. I was looking at my other one and got confused. So 4/16 would be the same as 1/4. So I would want to use 1/4 because that's the simplified fraction. Okay, 5 ounces would be 5/16. That does not simplify. 6 ounces would be 6/16, and it does because I could take 2 into both of those. So that would be 3/8. So I would want to use 3/8 because that's my simplified fraction. 7/16 will not simplify, but 8/16 will. 8/16 is 1/2. 8 is half of 16, so I would want to use 1/2 as my fraction. 9 ounces would be 9/16. That's not going to simplify. 10 ounces is 10/16, and I could take 2 into both of those, so that would be 5/8. 11/16 will not simplify, but 12/16 will. I could take 4 into both of those, so 3/4. 13/16 will not simplify. 14/16 will, though, because I could take 2 into both of those. They're both even numbers. So this would turn into a 7, and this would be an 8. So 7/8 would be my simplified fraction. 15/16 is not going to simplify. And on 16, I'm just going to put an X. I would never say 16/16 of a pound because 16 out of 16 is 1. So that would just be 1 whole pound. There wouldn't be any fraction there that I would need to use. Okay? This chart is going to become very important on your homework assignment when you get there. So the second little section of your homework, it's going to have 2 examples done. We used this chart to make that fraction. So when you get to your assignment, you might have to come back to the video, pause it here so that you can see the charts. Now, let's do some examples using these charts to convert units of measurement. Just like we have all week, if we are going to a bigger measurement, we are going to divide. If we are going to a smaller measurement, we are going to multiply. That has stayed the same all week. Those are always the rules when I'm converting in the United States between different measurements. Highlight that so I don't forget it later. Then let's real quick list these from smallest to biggest. My smallest would be ounces. Those are the smallest. Then it would go to pounds. And my biggest weight measurement is tons. So there we are from small to big in case you need that as a reminder too. All right, let's convert these. We have 11 tons and we are going to pounds. So first I'm deciding, am I going bigger or smaller? Tons to pounds, I'm going smaller, so I need to multiply. 11 times, here's where I have to use my chart. I'm going from tons to pounds. How many pounds are in a ton? 2,000. Now that looks kind of big, but remember I can cover up those zeros. What's 11 times 2? 22, and then add those zeros back on. So that would be 22,000. This is the same thing we've been doing all week to convert. You're just using a different chart because now we're measuring weight. Let's try another one. 16 pounds, and I'm going to ounces. So pounds to ounces, we're getting smaller again. So I'm going to take 16 times, then I'm going to use my chart to help me. Ounces and pounds. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. Ooh, we're going to have to work that out. 16 times 16. We don't know our 16 facts. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 more is 9. I'm done with my 6. So X's and an O. Now I'm with my 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them up. I got 256. All right, let's scooch on down a little bit farther. We have 64 ounces, and we are going to pounds. So I'm going ounces to pounds. I'm getting bigger this time, so I need to divide. 64 divided by, then I'm going to look at my chart. Ounces and pounds. Ounces and pounds, there are 16 of them. Ooh, now round 16 to 20. We're going to look at 64. How many 2's will go into 6? That would be a 3. So I need to multiply. 16 times 3. I'm going to do that quick because you should be able to multiply. I got 48. That seems kind of far away. I'm going to test out a 4 and see if that works. 16 times 4. Ooh, yeah, 4 was perfect. So if it didn't work out perfectly, I'll probably bump up. And that time it did work out. So 4 pounds would be my answer. All right, let's try another one. 848 ounces, and I'm going to pounds. So ounces to pounds, I'm getting bigger, which means I need to divide. 848 divided by ounces to pounds. So look at my chart. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. So divide by 16. Again, we're going to round that to 20. We need to start with 84. How many 2's will go into 8? That would be 4. But last time I had to bump it up 1 from what I thought. So I'm going to bump it up 1 to 5. That's what I'm going to start with trying. 16 times 5. That's 80. Yep, probably a good choice to bump that one up. So I'm going to minus 80. That gives me a 4. Bring down my 8. Go again. How many 2's will go into 4? That would be 2, but I think I probably would bump it up 1 again, so I think it's going to be a 3. Now, if I didn't erase my work, I can look back because I've already done 16 times 3, and that was 48, so that is perfect. If you don't erase your work, you can look back at it, so I would always keep it there. It might help you today. 53 pounds is going to be my answer. That's what I got. Okay, we have 2 more here to try. Now remember, this one's a little tricky because they give it to me in the back. That's okay. Start back here where they give this stuff to me, and then I'll go to the forwards. So, 14,000 pounds, and I'm converting to tons. Pounds to tons, I'm getting bigger, so I'm going to divide 14,000 divided by, then I'm going to use my chart, pounds and tons. How many pounds are in a ton? 2,000. Now, as you write that down, you're probably freaking out a little bit because that seems big. Well, they both have 3 zeros, so just cover those up. How many 2's will go into 14? 7. And 2 times 7 would be 14 with 3 zeros behind it. So it's exactly 7. So I can just cover up those 3 zeros in each and just divide the other numbers that I have. All right, let's try our last one. 10,000 pounds, and I'm going to tons. So pounds to tons, I'm getting bigger. I need to divide 10,000 divided by, looking at my chart, I'm doing pounds and tons again, so 2,000. Cover up those 3 zeros in the back. Remember, just the 3 because that's how many they have in common. So that leaves me with a 2 into 10. 2 into 10 would be a 5, and that would work out perfectly. So I have 5 tons there. Okay, you're doing the same thing. Decide if you're going bigger or smaller. Multiply or divide based on the amount that's on the chart. Remember, you're going to need this information for your homework. We didn't do any examples in our notes today, so you have to look at the homework page, the examples that we did there together in class to be able to use this chart correctly. Go on to your assignment. Bye.